So here's the question I get asked at least 3 times a week. Mauricio, should I be running Google ads or Meta ads for my contracting business? And here's what most marketing agencies won't tell you. That's actually the wrong question. Because here's the deal. Asking Google or Meta is like asking, should I use the gas pedal or the brake when I'm driving? Obviously you need both. They just do completely different things. So we just spent the last few months digging through performance data from hundreds of contractors, roofers, HVAC guys, plumbers, remodelers, and what we found, the most contractors had this whole thing backwards. Stick around because I'm going to show you exactly what to use each platform, what they actually cost in 2025 and beyond, and why the contractors who are crushing it right now aren't choosing one over the other. They're running a specific strategy that combines both. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our weekly contractor marketing content. Here's what I'm seeing. Most contractors I talk to are throwing money at one platform and hoping it works. They're either all in on Google because that's where the leads are, or they're dumping cash into Meta because it's cheaper. And here's what happens. They hit a wall. The Google only guys max out their budget, watch their cost per lead climb every single month, and start losing jobs to competitors who are everywhere. Their lead flow is steady, sure, but it's expensive. They're paying $200, $300, sometimes $400 for a single roofing lead sometimes on Google. Meanwhile, the Meta-only crowd is drawing in cheap leads that never pick up the phone. They're paying $40, $50 a lead, thinking they're winning until they realize half those leads don't remember filling out a form. Their sales team is burned out chasing ghosts. Sound familiar? Here's the truth. If you're relying on just one platform in 2025, you're leaving serious money on the table. Google's getting more expensive, Meta leads are getting flakier, and if you don't understand why that's happening and how to fix it, you're going to keep bleeding cash with nothing to show for it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's say you're a contractor or roofer, you got a solid crew, good reputation, and you close jobs at a decent rate. You decide to go all in on Google ads because everyone says Google is where the intent is. And they're right, kind of. Google does capture intent. When someone types roof replacement near me, they're ready to buy. But here's what nobody's telling you. You're competing against every other roofer in your market, plus all the national players, like Angie's List, Home Advisor, Thumbtack, everyone bidding on the same keywords. So now that lead that used to cost you $150 is sometimes costing you $250 or more, and $300. And then you're thinking, hey, I just need more budget. So you increase your budget, but the cost keeps climbing because everyone else is doing the same thing. Meanwhile, your competitors who are also running Meta ads, they're generating a lot cheaper leads, sometimes between $50 and $80. They're showing up in your prospects' feeds while they're scrolling at night. They're building brand awareness. And when that homeowner finally searches roofers near me on Google, guess who they recognize? Not you, the person running Meta ads. Now flip it around. Let's say you're an HVAC company running Meta ads only. You're getting tons of leads. Your cost per lead is a lot lower, $30 to $40. You're feeling great until you look at your close rate. It's 8%, maybe 10% if you're lucky. Why? Because these people weren't looking for you. You interrupted them. They fill out a form while half watching Netflix because Meta autofilled their information and took it 2 seconds. Half of them don't even remember doing it when their sales team calls. So now you're stuck in this awful cycle where you need 10 Meta leads to close one job, while your competitor running Google ads only needs 3 or 4 leads to close at the same job. Let's do the math real quick. You're paying $30 to $40 per Meta lead, but you need 10 of them to close one job. That's $300 to get a customer. Meanwhile, the $150 Google lead, you only need 4 or 5 to close one. That's $600 to $750. Okay, so Google's still higher, but not much. And the Google lead closes way faster with less follow-up from your team. This is a trap that most contractors fall into. They optimize for the wrong metric. They look at cost per lead instead of cost per customer. All right, let's fix this. Here's what you need to understand. Google ads and Meta ads are not competitors. They're teammates. Think of it like this. Google is your closer. Meta is your prospector. Google captures intent. Someone's furnace dies in the middle of summer. They're on their phone searching emergency AC repair near me. They're clicking the first result and calling right now. That's Google. It's immediate. It's high intent. It's cash flow. Meta captures intention. Someone scrolling through Instagram sees a video of a beautiful kitchen remodel you just finished and thinks, man, I hate my kitchen. They're not ready to buy today, but you just planted a seed. That's Meta. It's demand generation. It's a pipeline. Here's a strategy that's working in 2025 and beyond. Use Google for sustainability. Use Meta for scalability. Let me break that down. Google Ads equals your foundation. This is where you capture people who are already looking for what you do. These are high intent, ready to buy leads. Yes, they're expensive. We're seeing average cost per lead in HVAC between $90 and $130 or more, $150 to $150 on roofing, and about $100 to $20 on plumbing, depending on the service. When you do the math, a $150 Google lead that closes at 25% means you're paying $600 to acquire a customer. If your average job is $8,000 for an HVAC replacement or $15,000 for a roof, that's a no-brainer. Google gives you predictable, reliable cash flow. It covers your overhead. It keeps the lights on. Meta ads equals your growth engine. This is where you create demand. You're not waiting for people to have a problem. You're already showing them they have a problem or could have something better. Meta leads are cheaper, $25 to $90 for HVAC, $40 to $220 for roofing, $20 to $70 for remodeling, but they close at 5% to 15%, so you need more of them. The key is volume and nurture. And here's what most people don't realize. When you run both platforms together, something cool happens. Your cost per customer actually goes down. Here's why. Think about how people actually buy. Someone sees your ad, Google ad, clicks through to your website, maybe looks around, but doesn't call yet. Then later that night, they're scrolling Facebook and see a video of one of your projects. The next day, they're telling their spouse about it and Google your company name directly. They check out your reviews. Maybe they see you on Instagram too. Now, you're everywhere. You're not just a contractor. You're the contractor they keep seeing. That's what we call a 360 approach. When someone only sees you once on Google, you're competing with 10 other contractors they clicked on. But when they see you on Google, then Meta, then they Google you again and find your reviews, and they keep seeing your stuff pop up, you've already won. They're calling you first because you feel familiar, trusted, and established. The omnipresence is what drives your cost per customer down. You're not just buying leads anymore, you're building a brand in your market. Okay, let's get tactical. Here's exactly how to run this strategy. Step 1, start with Google. Capture the low-hanging fruit. If you're brand new to paid ads, start here. Why? Because Google gives you immediate feedback. You run ads, people call, you book jobs, it's simple. Focus on these 3 things. A, local service ads, LSA. This is the Google screened or Google guaranteed section at the very top of search results. You pay per lead, not per click. For emergency services, plumbing, HVAC, electrical, this is your bread and butter. Get verified, answer every call, and keep your reviews high. This is the most important thing you can do on Google right now. B, search ads. Bid on your core service keywords, roof replacement, city, emergency plumber and city, HVAC installation, city. Use broad match. I know it sounds scary, but Google's AI is actually good right now. It understands intent. Just make sure you're adding negative keywords to filter out the junk like jobs, DIY, or how to. C, call only ads. If you're in a service where people call instead of filling out forms, like emergency plumbing or HVAC repair, run call only ads. They show up on mobile, and when someone clicks, it just dials your number. Boom, done. Step 2, layer in Meta. Build your pipeline. Once Google's humming and you got consistent cash flow, it's time to scale with Meta. Here's your play. Run broad targeting with strong creative. Its algorithm changed in 2025 with something called Andromeda. The old way of stacking interest targeting doesn't work anymore. Now, the creative itself does the targeting. So instead of targeting homeowners interested in home improvement, you just target your service area, maybe narrow by age, 35 plus, and let the ad do the work. Your creative needs to hook people. Use real project photos, videos, before and after customer testimonials, your crew on the job, your technicians on the job. Make it look real, not like an ad. User generated content crushes much better than AI. Lead forms versus landing pages. Quality versus quantity. Now, Meta really wants you to use their native lead forms. They autofill, they're fast, the conversion rates are high, like 9%. But here's the problem. People submit them without even thinking. Half the time, they're just scrolling, they tap twice, and boom, they're in your CRM. But they don't remember doing it. We tested this a ton, and here's what we found. Sending Meta traffic to an actual landing page on your website produces way better quality leads. Yeah, your conversion rate might drop from 9% to 2%, but the people who actually filled the form, they actually want to talk to you. They took the time to leave Facebook, land on your site, read your offer, and submit their information. That's real intent. So if you want volume, use lead forms. But if you want quality leads that actually turn into jobs, send them to a landing page. We do both depending on the campaign, but landing pages win for almost every time when it comes to lead quality. C, we target like crazy. Here's the magic. Someone clicks your Google ad, visits your site, but doesn't call. Later they're on Instagram and then boom, they see your video of your recent project. That's retargeting. We've seen retargeting audiences convert at 30% to 70% lower cost per lead than cold traffic because you're hitting people who already know who you are. Step 3. Track everything and feed the data back. This is where most contractors screw up. They run ads but don't track which leads actually turn into revenue. Here's what you need. Call tracking. Tools like CallRail, Go High Level, or even our white label system, Contractor Link, lets you see exactly which campaign drove which phone call. You need to know if that call came from Google, Meta, or somewhere else. A CRM integration. When a lead turns into a solid job, that data needs to go back to Google and Meta so the algorithms learn what a good lead looks like for your business. This is called offline conversion tracking, and it's a game changer. Instead of optimizing for form fills, you're optimizing for revenue. Let me give you some quick playbook tweaks based on your trade. Roofing. If you're doing storm restoration, Meta is king. After a hailstorm, you can geo-target the affected neighborhoods and flood the zone with ads showing storm damage. Cost per lead will be $60 to $90, but you've got to move fast. Door knock, call, whatever it takes. For retail roofing, replacements repairs can lean heavy on Google. People searching roof leak repair or roof replacement costs are ready to buy. Yes, you'll pay $150 per lead, but if you're closing at 20% to 25%, you're making a lot of money. HVAC. Seasonality is everything. In summer and winter, when systems are breaking, go all in on Google. Bid aggressively on emergency AC repair and furnace replacement. Speed wins. In spring and fall, when things are slow, flip the Meta. Run ads for maintenance, tune-ups, or duct cleaning. Low ticket offers to get in the door, then upsell memberships and replacements. Emergency plumbing is 100% Google. When someone's got a burst pipe, they're not scrolling Facebook. They're searching and calling the first number they see. LSA is your best friend here. For discretionary stuff, remodels, water heaters, water softeners, Meta works great. Visual ads showing this is what's in your water or a gorgeous bathroom remodel get attention. Remodeling. This is the opposite of plumbing. Remodeling has a longer sales cycle, 3 to 9 months sometimes. Meta is your primary engine. Before and after carousels. Video tours of completed projects. Testimonials from happy clients. Build trust over time. Google still works for bottom of the funnel stuff when they're searching kitchen remodel costs or bathroom contractors near me, but Meta is where you build the pipeline. Look, here's the reality. If you're a small contractor just starting, and if you only got $1,500 to $2,000 per month to spend, I'm actually going to tell you to start with Meta, not Google. I know that sounds backwards, but here's why. Let's say in Google Ads in most big cities are crazy competitive right now. You're going up against contractors with 20K, 30K, 50K monthly budgets. You can't outspend them. You'll burn through your budget in a week and have nothing to show for it. Meta, that's a level playing field. If you're creative, if you're scrappy, if you can shoot compelling videos on your phone showing real projects, real results, real customers, you can win. A bootstrap startup with great creative can outperform a $1 million company running boring static ads. We've seen contractors go from 0 to 50K a month in revenue just by running smart Meta campaigns with user-generated content and strong offers. It's the best platform for startups because it rewards creativity, not just budget size. Once you're doing 30 to 50K or 75K a month and you got cash flow, then that's when you can add Google. Layer in LSA, run search ads, and dominate the high-intent traffic. But early on, Meta gives you the best shot at building momentum fast. The contractors we work with who are doing 3 million plus a year, they're running both. And they're not guessing, they're tracking everything. They're feeding back data to the platforms and letting AI do the heavy lifting. All right, here's what I want you to do. If you're sitting here thinking, okay, this makes sense, but I don't know where to start, or I'm already running ads, but I'm not getting the results I want you to book a free strategy call with our team. We work with 500 plus contractors. We've generated over 200,000 plus leads and helped our clients add over 500 million in revenue in their pipeline. We know this stuff inside and out. Go to contractorsmarketingpros.net, book a call, we'll audit your current marketing and show you exactly where you're leaving money on the table and build you a custom roadmap to scale. No pressure, no pitch, just real talk about what's actually going to work for your business. That's contractormarketingpros.net. Link is in the description. And if you found this video helpful, then do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below. Let me know, are you running Google ads or Meta ads or both? I read every single comment. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.